Thank you, Vanessa. Hang in there. I know it's lunchtime. I'm going to do the quick version of this. It's a pleasure to be here and to share the stage with such a group. And wonderful to be back on the Gogarburn campus. As a former and very proud employee of NatWest, this is where I first learned of purpose-led decision-making and witnessed it firsthand. So a special place for me. UNEP FI is a UN-convened network of banks, insurers and investors. Our mission is to catalyse action across the financial system to support the transition to more sustainable and inclusive economies worldwide. And as Vanessa said, I'm here to celebrate a special birthday within the UNEP FI family. So our Principles for Responsible Banking turned 4 this week, and it's a slightly random anniversary, so let me take you back briefly and explain also where we're going. The principles were created in 2019 through a partnership between 30 founding banks and the UN. The aim to provide a unique guide for embedding sustainability into bank strategies and with a global reach. So by volunteering to commit to the PRB, banks are taking a leadership role and using their products, their services, and their relationships with customers and wider stakeholders to support and accelerate the Sustainable Development Goals. And they have 4 years to implement the framework, so this upcoming anniversary marks the end of our founding bank's initial journey. Since 2019, our membership has grown, so we're up to over 320 banks, representing 80 countries worldwide. Although wouldn't it be wonderful if just all banks committed to be responsible and sustainable? So coinciding with the anniversary on Friday will be the launch of our second progress report. And this reflects on industry trends and also collective responsible banking progress. So with each bank, we go through an assessment process to determine how they're getting on with their implementation and promote transparency and accountability. From the data assessed so far, we're certainly seeing positive progress, particularly in these foundational areas. So governance, strategic alignment, impact analysis and target setting. We know that these are critical to success, and they're also incredibly time consuming, especially as banks in some of our regions are battling simultaneous compliance with regulation. So during what has been certainly a challenging operating environment globally, we at UNEP FI have been really heartened to see banks' commitment to sustainable development remaining firm. So some highlights from a governance perspective, which is my own area of specialism. From the data, we now know that 94% of our member banks have public strategies that are aligned to the UN Sustainable Development Goals. 98% of members have integrated sustainability oversight into their governance, with 91 at board and CEO level. I would not have thought that one was possible 4 years ago. And 100% of members have publicly disclosed their PRB progress, so promoting that accountability and transparency, which we heard earlier is very much needed. So the report will be out on Friday. Do keep an eye out. I hope it's an informative read. And now looking to the future, clearly a lot has happened in the last 4 years, and what is required and expected of responsible banks has changed significantly. We hear from civil society and from the science that there's now a need to demonstrate real-world impact, so moving from analysis, target setting, what some people call navel-gazing, to real action plans and delivery. It's time to respond to the changing dynamics, to some new voices creeping into the environment, and importantly to science. And this response is something we're calling PRB 2030. So the 2030 reference aligning, of course, to the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. So we're working again with a core group of almost 30 banks representing all world regions. And these are the 4 strategic focus areas. So in addition to climate, we know that nature is a priority and social justice also needs attention. And the interlinkages between each of these 4 areas is something that we're really keen to explore as we promote this idea of a just transition. The group is also looking carefully at the tools needed to navigate the internal transformation involved. So this systematic replumbing of an organisation, from governance, remuneration, to how we manage risk, including legal risk, and learning how to do transition planning, all while upskilling an entire workforce. And I worry that that internal transformation is underestimated. So that was a very quick canter through. I had a brief to keep it short, but hopefully a helpful update from a global banking perspective, and very happy to chat over lunch. We're hearing from New York this week from the UN General Assembly that the Global Sustainable Development Goals need a global rescue plan, and a very urgent one. And civil society is also telling us that the banks need to go harder and faster. And I agree with the need for speed, certainly, but I also recognise that managing change and execution risk is also part of being a responsible bank. So it's a balancing act, as always. But for now, I would love to say happy 4 years to the member banks represented today. Congratulations on taking up that responsibility. I hope there's maybe some birthday cake on those lunch tables. But yeah, thank you for now. Thanks to GEFI for the very quick opportunity, and of course to our wonderful hosts, NatWest. Thank you.